I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today.
Hello, hello, welcome. So glad you're here watching with us today. We're always excited to have you. I'm Carly Henderson.
And I'm Mireya Garcia. And you know what? I had such a blast yesterday. I have some family visiting, and we visited one of our favorite places, Chateau Ste. Michelle.
Oh,
yeah, we had just
awesome.
the best time. And then, you know, we had the kid-friendly version of Valentine's Day, so we got some frozen yogurt.
Aww.
Quality day, my friend.
That sounds like an awesome day.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you did that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yesterday was all about the couples, but today it's about the singles, baby. It is Singles Awareness Day.
Oh yeah, so this day was created to encourage single people to spend the day with their friends or themselves rather than think about being single. So if you're single and you like it, or even if you don't, why not go out and have some fun?
Yeah.
I like it.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I feel like you've got to learn and be comfortable with yourself before you can, you know, decide to enter a partnership with someone else if you want it to be the healthiest it can be. You always want that person to be an addition to your life. If you want a person, not everybody even wants a person, but take yourself on a little solo date if you're not going to hang out with friends. I mean, I'm in a relationship, but I love going on solo dates. Get a little coffee, go on a pretty walk, read a book, blast the music while you're cooking, do whatever you want.
Ooh, that does sound like a lot of fun.
You know what?
You know what I like? You know, in Spanish, some people say Dia de San Valentín, so St. Valentine's Day, but it's really Dia del Amor y la Amistad, which is Day of Love and Friendship. So you get to celebrate both on the same day. I like the inclusivity of it all, you know?
I do too. It's a good day.
All right, well, we are both big old fans of scrolling through TikTok when we should probably be asleep. But our favorite TikTok creators could soon be charging us. Can you believe this? I don't like it either. Okay, so tech website The Information reporting that TikTok could soon be allowing creators to charge their fans to watch their videos. The fees would start at about $1. TikTok also wants to rework that creator fund everybody's always complaining about so that they can pay money to people that have $100,000, $100,000, I don't have that, 100,000
They don't need the money.
followers. I only have like 96 followers, so I don't even know what that life's about, but I will still be making TikToks, my friend. So TikTok's growth in the U.S. has slowed, and they hope that these changes will encourage people to create exclusive content to the app, because I do follow creators that have been pushing people to Instagram, actually.
Yeah, definitely. I think, too, with us being worried for so long that TikTok was going to go away. Do you remember that?
Yes.
We were all got obsessed with it during quarantine, and then it was like, TikTok's going to get shut down in the United States. And I feel like they are still working out all the privacy of it all, because that algorithm, I love TikTok with that algorithm. It's creepy how much it knows you. I'll just be thinking about something and there'll be a video that's recommended. Okay, so during quarantine, I created about 100 TikTok videos in 1 month.
Oh, Carly.
I went all in on it. I was just like, this is what's happening. I treated it like my full-time job, and it basically took me, I would say, 6 to 8 hours a day. It was a lot.
So you think creators deserve money?
I think they definitely deserve money, but as a consumer, I will say I am much more likely to watch an integrated ad than to sign up to pay $1 or $2 to every single creator. And I feel like YouTube's already rocking that model. There's lots of, once you get a certain number of followers, you just have to get connected with the brands, and then you can get some great brand deals. So to me, that's, as someone who would be funding it, I would rather do that than pay.
Yeah, and there's already like Patreon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems weird to me, but you are 100% right. I don't even Google stuff anymore. I just say it like, I wish I could find this hat, or I wish I could find some cool wide leg jeans, and then I wait for TikTok to sell them to me.
Yeah, there's also this thing, it's a Google Lens. Have you ever used that?
No.
Where you can take, like, I could take a picture of your dress right now, and then some weird technology, it'll just show you every other dress on the internet that it can find that looks like that. Like, it would be the same color palette, the same everything. It's pretty wild. or ask ChatGPT. Technology, there's so much technology. All right, speaking of technology and film, you haven't seen the last of Tom Holland's Spider-Man yet. So in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige opened up about Holland's future as Spider-Man. So Feige said that they have a story for Spider-Man, adding that writers are just putting pen to paper right now. Over the summer, Marvel released plans for Phase 5 and Phase 6, but Holland's Spider-Man wasn't on the plans that were announced at that time. Spider-Man No Way Home, which had appearances from other Peter Parker, spoiler alert, if you haven't caught up on that yet.
Oh, come on.
That was like the biggest secret for so long.
It's been a while.
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in 2021, it grossed $1.9 billion. So people are loving Spider-Man. They're definitely ready. And
they are. And I'm a big Marvel fan, believe it or not. And though I love Tom Holland as, our current Spider-Man, I thought the last film was a very good ending to a chapter. So I'm just concerned if he comes back, like, are we going to end on a low note? You see that sort of stuff happen all the time. I think it's better to end on a high, but it would be a tough character to replace. For sure. I feel like Tom Holland might not know that this is happening. I was checking on his social media, and it is silent right now, so maybe he still needs to think about it. He still wants to do it. I'm sure he does. It's such a good job to have. Everyone loves Spider-Man, right? Yeah, I think so. And I feel like sometimes, like the Hollywood insiders, they drop little nuggets of news to see if there are any bites from the stars that they're talking about. You know what I mean?
Or maybe they're trying to woo him back, and then they'll see everyone talking about it. They'll show them a clip of this show and how much we're excited for it. So Tom Holland will get hyped for it and decide if he wants to join again.
I think maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so this man is super talented and also somehow never ages.
Oh, no
Pharrell
kidding.
Williams has been named the new menswear creative director for Louis Vuitton. He's taken over after the late great designer Virgil Abloh died over a year ago. He died of cancer. And Williams' first collection with Louis Vuitton will be debuting in June during Men's Fashion Week in Paris. He previously collaborated with Louis Vuitton in 2004 and then again in 2008. And I'm excited about this collaboration because I think that Louis Vuitton has really been working on like elevating their streetwear style. So I think that's the vibe. Although I did see the email that Louis Vuitton sent out to people on the newsletter or whatever, and he was just Pharrell was wearing like a white T-shirt and jeans. Okay. And I feel like, but what's going to happen? What are you going to make?
It's almost like they have to have that basic uniform before they show you what they're uncovering. It's really cool too, because he's been a fashion designer for so long too. He's designed different like eyewear collections for Louis Vuitton in the past, so it's not totally coming out of nowhere. And he's done like jewelry for them before too, and he just radiates positivity and love. And so I'm really excited for Pharrell. I'm excited to see what he does there.
Every time I hear his name, I just think of that song, Happy.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you know who's not that happy? This police chief in Kansas who wound up on the losing end. He's from Kansas. He lost the Super Bowl bet, okay? So Wichita Police Chief Joe Sullivan had to stand in an intersection there. You see him on Monday. He's holding the sign. It says Chiefs Kingdom. While he lives in Chiefs country now, he's actually from Philly, where he worked in the police department for 30 years there. But it's all in good fun, everybody. He even said that he bought a Chiefs hat that he can add to his collection.
Oh, good. It's way more fun rooting for the team in the city that you're living in. So
I think so. But
time to switch over, sir.
As people who move around all the time, though, and we're not the most avid of sports fans, but you'll catch me at a baseball game every now and again. And it's way more fun to root for the home team. But I also have worked with people and know so many people that just have all this love for the team that they grew up with. And just give him a little bit of grace is all I'm saying. Because imagine if somebody asked you to just suddenly stop talking about the Mariners or something. Like, that would be tragic.
But I feel like you could keep talking about it with your family and friends back home. But then when you're around the people that are there, that can be like your second favorite team, right?
You can have two favorites.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
It's just fun. I moved here late last year. I went to a Kraken game. I got my Kraken baseball cap that I rock around now.
I do love doing that.
It's just so fun. Okay, when most people turn 16, they cannot wait to get their driver's license. But Gen Z, not so much. New numbers show that teens are driving less than generations before them. So according to a Washington Post report, Gen Zers are uninterested and getting behind the wheel. Some of the main reasons: finances, environmental concerns, and anxiety. And instead, the generation is using public transportation or ride-sharing apps to get around. It's a pretty crazy stat. So back in '97, 43% of 16-year-olds had their driver's license, which even that seems a little bit low to me. But in 2020, that number dropped to just 25%.
Oh my
Gen Z is
goodness.
not into driving. And honestly, I don't blame them. When I turned 16, I did not get my license right away.
Me neither.
My mom was very strict about counting my hours to make sure that I did, like, down to the 15 minutes to make sure that I did all the, well, I had my permit to do that. And so it took me a little while. And then even once I had reached it, I was like, my friends are down to pick me up. Everyone else is excited to drive. I hate driving, so I think I waited like 6 months to get my license after.
6 months. So you were
16 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I was 20 when 20 or 21, I cannot remember.
What?
When I got my license, because that is how much I just didn't care about driving.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't care. And
so how were you able to do it?
Okay, so my parents drove me around lots of places.
Yeah.
And, you know, as you know, my husband and I have been together a really long time. We're actually high school sweethearts. So he drove me everywhere.
That's the key.
Yes, and actually my dad and Nick, my now husband, both taught me to drive.
Yeah.
So I learned in a pickup, very Texas, and a Geo Prism, which I don't think is a car that's around much anymore.
Okay.
But I still don't like to drive. I'll do it. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. If I can walk or take public transit, I will. You know, my first car was also a pickup truck.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
That's why we get along.
I love it.
And it made it through. I'm the oldest of 4 kids. It made it through all 4 of my siblings. It was a really old pickup truck, but I think my parents were like, go ahead. If anything happens to this, it's like not worth that much anyway. And I liked it because I was high off the ground.
Yes.
So
I feel
it was
like
nice.
old pickup trucks, man, you could hit those things against, not too hard, but against almost anything just a little bit, and they're okay, they're fine.
And it had red velvet inside, too.
Oh, that's a very old
It was a
pickup truck.
vibe. It was a vibe.
All right, well, we love it. Hey, still ahead, we are checking in with TMZ to get the latest celebrity scoop.
Yeah, including the very special way that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck celebrated Valentine's Day. We'll be right back.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait.
Hello, it is time to take a look at what is popping in the world of celebrity news.
Yeah, and for that, we are bringing in Fabian Garcia from TMZ. Hey, Fabian, how you doing today?
I'm good. Good morning, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Good morning. So we got to talk about this. J-Lo and Ben Affleck celebrated Valentine's Day in a very special way. Fill us in.
Yeah, so they got commitment tattoos. I almost want to call them matching commitment tattoos, but they're not quite matching exactly. If you go to our website, you can kind of see the photos. So Jen has like an infinity sign with an arrow going through it, and her tattoo looks pretty fresh because she's still got the bandage on it, and she's got it like right on her rib cage. So she showed that off. And then for Ben, she actually posted a photo of his tattoo. I'm not sure exactly where his is. It looks like his arm or something. But his is somewhat similar. It's also got arrows, but those are like crossing, and it's got the J and the B, so they're their first name initials. Here's the weird thing. So she posted these photos in like a photo dump on Instagram with the caption that read, you know, commitment, hashtag commitment is sexy, happy Valentine's Day, babe, et cetera, et cetera. But she has since deleted that photo dump and just reposted the one single photo of herself, and then she kind of teased the rest of the photos on her website, like on the J-Lo. She's like, oh, get more details on my website on the J-Lo. So, but we already got the photos. We screen grabbed them and we posted them on our website, so the cat's out of the bag there. But it's just, once again, them reconfirming that, I guess, they're together. We know they're together. They're obviously married. You would think that in and of itself would be enough to, you know, affirm to everybody, yes, we're together, we're committed. Obviously, you're committed. You're married. And again, they just bought a house together, or they're in escrow, I should say, out here in the Pacific Palisades. So we get it. You guys are together. You're committed. We understand, Jen.
I will know Ben Affleck is serious about this tattoo when it is as big as his Phoenix tattoo on his back.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
There's
He's
not
very
enough
shy about
room on
that.
the rest of that man's body.
No.
All right, well, we got to talk about this crazy thing going on right here. So we don't actually know what is going on with Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. People thought they'd broken up, but apparently they were spotted together after the breakup.
Yeah, they're kind of a weird couple. They're also very much so an it couple here in Hollywood, especially among the younger crowd, I guess you could say. But they constantly seem to be sort of on and off. There always seems to be something amiss with them. But over the weekend, Megan Fox indicated that she had broken up with Machine Gun Kelly. She had posted an Instagram post and alluded to cheating. Very dramatic, posted like some kind of video of burning stuff. So on the face of it, it seemed like they had split. They'd been together for a few years now. But then just yesterday, there were paparazzi photos of them leaving his place. They're in the same car. So we don't know what's going on with them. It seems like they're back together. They're apparently trying to work it out. Either way, if you want to stay together, good. If you're not happy, then don't be together. That's fine too. It doesn't really matter. It's no skin off my back. But who knows? Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox, on and off. They're probably going to be off again soon enough here, so we'll see.
Now, they are both known for being, I don't want to say dramatic, but very fiery. They're very fiery people, I think.
Yeah, fiery and weird, I guess you could say. That's another one. That's another descriptor for them, is where they're madly in love, and emphasis on the madly, I should say. But yeah, they're a fiery bunch for sure.
It's hard to break up when you drink each other's blood, you know?
Oh,
It's hard to just let it go.
No.
You're kind of tied at the hip at that point. I agree.
Fabian, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
For sure. Take care.
Okay.
Wow, I'm gonna like have that burned into my brain, Carly.
Tattoo it.
No. Coming up, we have, let's switch gears. We have Mommy Kushi joining us in studio. Look at that, that looks so good. They're gonna share some tasty Japanese puns, and we'll see if we can hang with the hot sauces.
Yeah, plus a look at how his travels to Japan actually inspired a local Black business owner to open up an anime cafe in Rainier Beach. We'll be right back.
Today, it's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds.
In honor of Black History Month, we are highlighting the amazing people and businesses in our area.
Yeah, Umami Kushi is a Black-owned anime cafe in Rainier Beach that features delectable Japanese puns. They're made from colorful dough and savory fillings. I've never had this before, so I'm really excited. Joining us in studio to tell us more, Harold Fields with Umami Kushi. Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So what is a pun?
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so a pan is basically, okazu pan started as a Japanese savory food. So it's usually a small bite-sized savory grab-and-go pastry. Sometimes they're closed, sometimes they're open-faced. But typically you see these type of pastries in Japan.
Yeah.
The only difference that I've been able to do here is take what you see in Japan is the beef curry. You see that everywhere in Japan. I just created a product line and did many other flavors because, you know, in this country we like diversity.
Absolutely. Now, of course, we're talking a lot about how this is present in Japan. So what is it that inspired you to take this on?
Well, a couple of things. I was a chef, and you know, just looking at the landscape of food and you know, going to different cafes and such, and not seeing savory options when I first started, you know, I thought this was a wonderful item that, you know, I could introduce. And at the time when I started making these, we were just making them at home, and a friend of mine had a cafe. She was looking for something different. I said, hey, I got something that I guarantee no one has.
Yeah.
And you know, from that standpoint, I didn't realize the impact that it would have as far as maybe changing the way the cafe scene was, because now you just look around and everyone's got some kind of savory food going on. So, so I think it works great. It's great in the afternoon when you're at a cafe or something, or looking for something small, savory, that you can go, grab and go, and it works.
That's awesome. And I know you've got your flagship store and cafe in Rainier Beach, but you also partner with a lot of different minority businesses. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so when I started, one of the main reasons for me to start getting into the cafes and targeting them was really looking at a lot of the minority-owned coffee shops and giving them something that they could have that no one else could. You know, and this was mainly predominantly on the south side of Seattle. And so I was able to go to them, partner with them, and, you know, be a good food source for them when they didn't have the options, and it worked out great. And since then, you know, one of the things that I've always prided our business on is working not only with minorities, but working with women-owned businesses, and really being, you know, a part of, you know, small business and small business growth, because that's where I started, so I know what it's like for them. Not that we're large at all, but we still know the value of small business and collaboration.
For sure. I like that you are bringing this kind of stuff to coffee shops too, because I feel like sometimes I'm hungry after I have my coffee and it's just like sweet foods and you don't always want sweet. So I'm really excited to try these.
Yeah,
You called these, sometimes people call them savory donuts. You said.
Yeah, we've had all kind of, you know, people call them all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And part of it is we're always looking for a reference, something to compare something to, so we can, you know, register that in our minds. But for me, it's like, hey, just try one, eat it, and whatever you think it is that'll take care of that.
Sounds good.
As long as it's good, right?
All right, so let's jump right in because
Sure.
it smells amazing. What should we try first?
Well, we have some vegan options over here. We have our
Sweet.
black eyed pea that's made with activated charcoal dough. And we also have our lentil. And the lentil is our #1 selling vegan option.
Ooh, yummy.
The black eyed pea is typically just at our cafe and at our other kiosk inside of Mireya Brewing,
Right.
their tap room. So
I love that.
yeah.
Now,
It really reminds me of a donut.
I have to try the one that you say, you know, is really common in Japan.
Yeah,
Is that
so this is
one
the
right here?
beef curry. Yeah, so that's grass-fed beef. It's with a rich vegetable curry sauce, and then it has it's just rolled in our breadcrumbs and quickly
I tried
fried.
to use the fork, guys. I'm
Girl, I
going
just
hands
went for
in.
it.
Hands in.
Go in.
I just
go
went for
in.
it. These are so yummy. I would 100% order this again.
Ooh. I love the, is it dough? I love the dough.
Yeah, so they all start with a fresh made dough, and then from there we put our fillings inside of them. We have, in addition to that, is what we would call our plain dough, but we also have what we call our enhanced dough, like the black eyed pea, for example. We also have short rib that's made with chocolate dough. We also have Cajun chicken that's made with jalapeno dough. We have ube adobo chicken that's made with ube dough.
Oh, that
and
sounds
so
so
one
good.
of the things that we try to do is navigate different type of flavors inside of our doughs.
And you've got some sauces too. Do you usually dip these in sauces?
Yeah, so some of them come with different sauces.
Which one should I put in this? I
Yeah,
gotta
so
try
this
a
is
sauce.
that's our curry sauce. And so if you go to the Mireya tap room, you will see them sauced, and the lentil. This is a collard green pesto.
Oh my gosh, I've never even heard of that, but that sounds awesome.
We have got to wrap up,
Yeah.
but thank you so much for
welcome.
joining us. This was amazing. Be sure to give them a visit. We'll be right back.
So
Great.
good.
Awesome.
We got so good. All right. Well, coming up, it looks like we're going to see your amazing candle making, Carly. She's munching on some food, y'all. But we will be right back. In honor of Black History Month, we are highlighting Black-owned businesses in our area.
Yeah, I went to this awesome place called Noir Luxe Candle Bar. It's in Belltown, where you can make your own candles. Check it out. So I'm here with Kalina. This is her adorable shop.
Thank you so much.
Tell me the story of how you started this.
Kind of a crazy story. So I started making candles at home during the pandemic. Just being on Zoom every day was getting to be a lot, and I was literally like lighting candles every day. So I started thinking like, I could probably make these candles. And I always say I went to YouTube University and taught myself how to make candles. That went from selling candles online to doing vendors markets. That led me to start exploring options for a space, and that's kind of how we ended up here.
We're gonna do a class today. What are the steps to making a candle?
Yeah, so candle making is actually fairly easy, but when you come here, it's a whole guided process. So we start with helping you pick out your vessel.
And a vessel is
It's
the
a candle
container?
jar, yes,
Okay.
but we call them vessels here.
It's so fancy.
Yes, and then we go through like actually wicking your candle, picking out your fragrances, and then yeah, you blend your fragrances.
And I could see this being a really cute activity for like mother-daughter dates, like limitless opportunities, right?
Yes,
Tell me
yeah.
about
So
that.
I think initially people were thinking of our space as like either like a girls' outing or like a date night or something like that, which we get a lot of. We get a lot of birthday parties, we get bachelorette parties, we get bridal showers, baby showers. We've also had a divorce party before, so
Nice.
really like limitless.
How long does a candle making experience take?
So the whole session usually takes between 45 minutes and an hour, depending on the size of the group.
What else do you want people to know?
I would also love to share that we have a retail space. So our retail space sells pre-made candles. So all of our candles are hand poured here. We also are sharing shelf space with other Black vendors. So you can find anything in the store from like body butters, we have greeting cards, we have barbecue sauce, which is kind of random, but
That's great.
it's like a one-stop shop for supporting small Black businesses.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You guys, everything smells so good. I'm dying. I'm like a big smell person.
Yeah.
So this is heaven. I love just like going around and smelling it all. This is a vibe. I'm excited. It's like class is in session. I know I think like citrusy smells, kind of like woodsy smells, and I don't know what else, but I'm excited to smell all the things.
So we start with about 15 to 20 fragrances for you to work with. There are multiple benefits to your wood and wick candle. So the crackle, typically a nice little vibe, sets the ambiance. It's like a little fireplace on your counter. What you want to do is take your wooden wick and you want to take that metal clip that we just talked about. I usually recommend that you set the clip down flat on the table with the 2 prongs on top. And you want to take the wick and just rock and push it into the center of the clip until it's all the way down to the bottom, and it'll stand straight up for you. This next step is what we consider to be our first challenge of candle making, which is to center your wick in your vessel. And when you're feeling really confident, you're gonna go ahead and press down on your wick and make sure it's nice and secure at the bottom of your vessel.
Center-ish. Center-ish.
Now we're gonna move on to what I consider to be the most challenging challenge, which is picking out your fragrances. We're gonna start adding fragrances in, and we're gonna give you some time to just smell and take note of what you like.
It's funny, like the ones you think you're gonna like, sometimes you like something different. All the smells.
How's it going?
Good.
Do we feel like we're finding some things to work with? All right, so now you may go ahead and start blending your fragrances in your jigger. I'm gonna be bringing the wax around for you. It is about almost 170 degrees right now, so it's really hot. So I'm gonna pour the wax for you, and then I will give you next steps. While you're stirring, I do encourage you to think about what you're pouring into your candle and what you wanna get out of it when you light it, because that will help you think about what you wanna name your candle, which will be your last task.
As everyone else confidently settled in with their scents, I was racing against the clock to choose the perfect scent.
It's like getting down to the wire, and I don't know what smell I want. Did you find the yummy manly one too? Okay, cool. I'm gonna get that after you. Just saying. We're starting with Volcano. This one's super manly.
I know.
That's it. That's it. If I don't spill it all over first. So we're gonna add in the scent to the wax, which she already poured in here, and then we have 2 minutes to stir for. So let's do it. Woo, and we didn't spill. That's a win. So we'll flip our little timer and give it a stir.
I'm gonna be bringing labels around. These are for you to name your candle.
I'm gonna name this the Manly Volcano.
If you have blended your fragrances with your wax, you are officially a chandler, which is a fancy name for a candle maker.
What did you think of the whole experience today?
It was so fun. This is just like the right amount of effort. Like I feel like I did a thing, but like just had to like bring my little nose and then do some stirry stir, and now I'm a chandler.
What would you tell someone if they were thinking about doing something like this?
Yeah, I would say it seems like it's open to anyone of any experience level. It's fun in a group too. It was cool to do that with my friends and my team, and definitely a unique experience for like crafty days.
Yay! We did it! Okay, that was such a fun little craft day, and I brought the candle. This is the candle that I made. Mireya, you want to smell it?
Yes, I do.
Let me know what you
Let's see.
think.
Ooh, I love it. It's like a little a little floral. Is there some citrus in there? What did you go with?
Well, I titled it Manly Volcano. Do you think it reflects that accurately?
I feel like it's got a nice combination though, of
Yeah.
masculine and feminine scents.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it was so fun. I would definitely go back there. If you want to try candle making, and I would highly suggest you do, definitely head to our website, fox13seattle.com/studio13live. You can click on links and you'll find all the info that you need right there.
All right, well, up next on Studio 13 Live, get your bags ready.
Yes, with spring and summer travel just around the corner, the hip travel mama is here to share her best tips and tricks for how you can make that summer bucket list trip a reality. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. With spring break and summer travel just around the corner, it is time to start making some plans.
Yes, and we have Ann Taylor Hartzell, also known as the Hip Travel Mama, joining us to share some tips and tricks, which I always love, to make those plans happen this year. Thank you so much for being here.
You bet. So excited to talk about travel today.
Oh, yeah, it gets me excited. So what's the first thing you need to do if you want to plan a trip?
Well, I always start with airfare. I don't know about you ladies, but like airfare is the most critical piece because it's the one that has the most complexity, can also be the most expensive. So I have a few tips in terms of like searching for airfares to get you started.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the first thing is to start with flexible calendar dates. So when you search either Google Flights or Expedia or Hopper, you can click that little search flexible dates and kind of see what days have the best flight prices. So that's the first tip. One-way fares is also a good way to save on airfare. So check if a round trip seems expensive. Look at a one-way fare into that airport and a one-way back. Add those up, see if it's a lower price.
Interesting.
So like a little mix and match airline.
A little mix and match, yeah. And don't forget those companion fares for your credit card and miles. That can save us. I'll tell you a little bit about our spring break last minute booking and how we did that. It's definitely a way to save money. And flying on days like Tuesday, Wednesday, midweek are going to save you money as well.
Oh, good. Always a good option.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about those spring break or even summer trips. I mean, is it too late to be booking that spring trip?
I would say, well, I'm a very bad last minute planner. So I actually booked our last minute trip to Hawaii during spring break in March, which is crazy, but I did it with one-way fares, companion fare, and miles. So I would say get booking now if you can, and look at those alternate airports to get things going. For spring break, all-inclusives are a good match. I know you were looking at maybe Cabo, so if you wanted to go to Cabo, I found an all-inclusive Pueblo Bonito in Cabo.
Ooh, I love it.
It's $438 a night, and it's all-inclusive, which sounds a little pricey, but if you think about 3 meals a day and you have a 3-year-old.
Yes, I do.
So eating at the resort is probably what you want to do anyway. You can do that for under about $3,000 for a family of 3, and still, you know, and airfares might be a little pricier, but you can definitely get those down with miles.
What about like a bucket list summer trip? Because to me that still seems really far in advance. I also do the last minute booking thing too. So to me, I'm like, I've still got time for summer.
Yes.
Any tips?
I would definitely say this summer is going to be just as busy as last summer. Hearing a lot of, you know, demand pent up, especially for Europe. And I know you wanted to go to Lisbon.
I really, really want to go there.
Okay, so I think May or September, if you have flexibility, could be the best prices. I saw airfares around $1,000, which seems like a lot, but not for going to Europe. 1,500 plus during the summer.
Oh my gosh,
But once you get to Lisbon, it's actually a lot less expensive, eating, staying, and if you combine it with a trip to Spain, you can hit 2 countries with one.
Hey, I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important part is making sure that your passports are 6 months past your travel date. Don't have them expire anytime before that. You won't be able to get on the airplane. So super important.
Really?
Oh,
so that's a good tip.
Check your passports for sure. And then plan for layovers. So I worked with, for our last minute Italy trip in early September last year, I worked with Departure Lounge, which is a travel agent. So I'm not an expert in every destination, and I got a headache thinking about all the transfers and trains and all that stuff. So I used them to book the trip, and then I booked some Airbnbs here and there and the airfare. A 3-hour layover minimum in Europe airports is really critical. And book that departure, like you book those, pre-book those airport lounges, because then you can take a shower or a nap, have a little kid to downtime at your airport.
That's a really good tip because I am traveling overseas in April, and the layovers I was seeing were just for an hour, and I was like, what if you miss the flight?
Absolutely. And last summer, I don't know if you saw, but there was a ton of cancellations in big airports like Heathrow and in Paris and Amsterdam. So trying to avoid some of those busy cities for your connection and making sure you have at least 3 hours in between your flights will help that.
You're such a pro. I heard you have some kind of vacation planner that helps people out.
I do. So I have chicken scratched a bunch of like airfares and miles and everything on pieces of paper forever. And so I thought, well, why don't I just create like a little PDF printable download that people can use where you can track your airfare, look at your accommodation, see how many miles, and then put it all into an itinerary for your family. And it's a great way to plan your whole 2023 travel as well.
Yeah, and it looks like people can scan the QR code on their screen. Will that take them to?
It will, yeah.
Beautiful.
Just, put your email, name in, and you'll get a free downloadable in your inbox.
Awesome. Yeah. So while you at home are pulling out your phone right now, I definitely want to talk about wanting your kid to be a good traveler, because like you said, I have a 3-year-old and it's so important to me, but I know it's a hot topic, especially with like some child-free folks really getting upset when they see little kids in airplanes.
I would say you do you. I was always a big, we started traveling with my youngest daughter when she was 6 months old. Right. I won't say it's not easy, right? You've done it. But just, pack your patience. I always, there's been a lot of folks over the years that say, hey, bring little treats for the people that are around you, like little chocolates or something to say thank you, or buy them a drink. But I think their road, by the time mine are now 19 and 14, and they are road warriors now, and they are great on planes, and they are easy to travel with, and just
beautiful.
Keep it up.
That's awesome. Yes. What do you think some of the big destinations are going to be this year?
Well, I know Greece is a big hot one. You're going to Greece this year. We've heard a lot of Europe destinations. Lisbon actually is on the up and coming for one of the Europe destinations. We are looking. I know cruising is getting a comeback now.
Yeah.
Really good all-inclusive options. So, it really just depends on what your travel style is, and that's what's the fun part about doing this. So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so many good tips today.
Yeah, very exciting. And you blog about your experiences as well.
I do. Yeah, I've had a blog for the last 15 years since my younger daughter was born. Hip Travel Mama. And we blog and travel, and my passion is really just to help other people have those experiences too, because I know my kids are growing up fast and those time is precious, and so getting out to explore the world and have those experiences is really important.
And I know so many people, I can't fault people for it. They choose to stay home when the kids are young because it is hard, but I also would love to push against that and say you can adventure.
I've made a whole life out of my career and my work with traveling with our kids, and it's the best thing we've ever done.
Beautiful.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. We have put a link for more information up on our website, fox13seattle.com/studio13live. You can get it all there. We'll see you next time. Come back with some more tips.
I'm in.
Okay, coming up here on Studio 13 Live, it is time for Emerald Eats.
Yes, the chicken supply here to cook up some amazing Filipino fried chicken. We cannot wait.
Hey, it is time for Emerald Eats, where we highlight amazing food in our area. So get ready, y'all.
Yes, it is time for Filipino fried chicken and sides. Today we are joined by Paulo Campbell and Stephen Toyofuka with Chicken Supply. Welcome, fellas.
Thank you so much for having us.
We're so excited. So, yes, we are going to talk about the restaurant, right?
Yeah, it's mostly takeout, right?
Correct. We are a very small space of probably 14 seats, so we're knocking out a bunch of chicken, but all to go for the most part, yeah.
Nice. I bet you get a line outside the door sometimes too, huh?
For pop-up days, we have, because we actually don't always do pre-order, but because we're so small and it's cold and rainy, we have it set up for pre-orders.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's super convenient.
That's awesome.
Just come and show up, pick up your food, and you can either eat it there or take it out. But that avoids our whole...
we don't want people waiting in the inclement weather.
nice.
You know, I
That's
want
so
them to
nice.
start with a good attitude instead of like, I was just waiting out here forever.
All right, so tell me, is all your chicken gluten-free or just some of it? How do you do that?
Yeah, the entire menu is actually gluten-free and celiac friendly.
nice.
Yeah.
Why
Was
did
that
you
a conscious choice?
It became one. I think it started off as just kind of, we have a lot of friends who are celiac and gluten-free. And so like before we started, I was like, there's a lot of fried chicken, obviously, that have like flour, gluten.
Sure.
So like, a lot of our friends can't eat it, so what's the purpose of making it if our friends can't eat it? So
Yeah.
then it kind of just went into like, oh, let's try some. Then it became all, and then the whole menu kind of followed suit, kind of naturally. But yeah, that's kind of how that happened.
Wow, so we were looking at our notes, and you guys sell an impressive amount of chicken. Talk to me about how much you sell a night.
Let's see, by way, but piece-wise, we try and get anywhere from like 80 to 100 pieces of everything, and depending on staffing of the day, how our orders came in, we'll kind of base it off of that. But our big philosophy is, you know, we want to take care of our staff, so we don't want to overwork people, as well as we don't like throwing away food. You know, it's kind of nice to finish the day and be like, wow, we're done. There's nothing on those racks anymore.
Yeah.
Not throwing anything in the trash. So
That's good. We're all about that
Yeah.
here. And you're a pretty new restaurant. How's the kind of business been going and support from the community been?
Really good. We've had a very fortunate first year and some change for sure. We took over the old restaurant. My good buddy Mark, shout out to Mark, sold us the restaurant. So we were already in place, and the community already kind of knew about us. So a lot of the old Opus people were like, oh, this is awesome. So we didn't really have to do much like maneuvering. And then from there, then it was just like, oh my gosh, this is pretty awesome. And we're like, thank you so much for thinking that. We appreciate you.
Yeah. What about sides? I see some potatoes here. And let me tell you, I love potatoes.
Oh, let's go. Well, we do crispy potatoes. We thought about doing a fry of sorts. And we're like, you know, there's something fun about getting like the whole skin-on spud in your hands.
Yes.
So, you know, we boil them off and then smash them, get that nice flat, even coating to get that nice crisp on the outside. They're naked now because we weren't sure about allergies, but they normally come with Sichuan pepper salt, like fried garlic and jalapeno on top, calling it like Chinese salt and pepper style.
Oh, nice. That's so cool.
These we have just doctored up. They're perfectly ready to try all of our sauces. That was our philosophy.
So let's talk sauces, actually, because, I mean, the food looks good, but we got lots of little sauces here.
Yes, so we have our 3 main house sauces. The thinner one here is going to be our house dipping vinegar, 2 types of vinegar, a little bit of chili and garlic in there, a tiny bit of tamari soy sauce for flavor, but it's basically to give you that huge like acid pop right off of that like greasy piece of chicken in your mouth. It's very popular in the Philippines with like fried pork belly, so easy translation. My other pitch to people is like, oh, you ever have fish and chips with malt vinegar on it? It's like match made in heaven. Banana ketchup's the national ketchup of the Philippines.
Wow.
I think it was invented by a woman who went to UW, right?
Correct.
Really?
No
Mireya
way.
Orosa in like
Yeah,
the
there we go.
1940s, yep.
And it's made with bananas?
Yes.
Correct.
It's made with bananas. I would say if you had it before, like a store-bought brand, it's like aggressively sweet. Like every child will love it. Like no shade. It's
Just
tasty.
It is in everyone's household, including mine.
But we did take a little time to kind of balance it out to give it the more American ketchup feel. But
Okay.
you do get those nice like banana tones in your nose as well.
So it's bananas and tomatoes?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like,
Awesome.
just
Yes.
bananas? Okay.
Yeah. Well, before I think it just used to be bananas and like the red food dye. but
Really?
We got tomato in there for
Yeah,
everyone.
you did that.
And then lastly, we have our special hot sauce. I think it kind of started as like a sweet onion vinegar based sauce, and then we kind of decided what chili profile we added. And I would say our real special one is Paulo has family from Saipan, so we get Tinian chilies from across the Pacific in this special little jar, and it makes that nice
Shout
little.
out to the fam in the Rota
Oh,
Islands.
shout out, fam.
Makes a little nice floral chili note in the sauce. And then I would say the way we keep the spice level even is we do use this wicked little.
I was holding this,
Yes.
and then I read it and said, put it down, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It is a capsaicin extract. So if there are hot sauce fans at home who like experimenting, this is your friend to make things hotter without making the taste different. Because this will literally just make your mouth on fire. But be like, oh, but the taste's so good because I didn't add more habaneros or anything that's going to really adjust the flavor
It
of your
has
sauce.
warnings, though.
It does.
It cracks
It
me up.
Warnings.
Keep
Yeah.
away from kids.
Correct.
Skin irritant, but you know, delicious.
That's something that would be on Hot Ones.
Correct.
It's there for a reason because we got that in and I was like, oh, should I like just try one on my finger? And it's like,
And we did.
You just need like a drop.
Yeah.
it didn't go very well. It was.
What happened? Give us the story.
I think I, at a certain point, had to sit down because my throat felt like it was being like ripped apart from the inside. You know, there are a lot of, there's a reason there's a warning on the bottom.
But I feel like that's gonna bring in the customers because I know people in my life that are like, spicy, you say.
Yes.
Yeah, bring it on. Well, I gotta dig into this potatoes. I just like a potato.
Okay, I'm gonna try some of the hot
Let's
sauces.
go.
You said this one is not that hot,
Not hot,
right?
dipping vinegar.
Okay.
I would say that's probably our hidden winner because no one thinks
Okay.
to order it, and I'll tell them to try it, and they'll usually fall in love with it.
Yeah.
I love these potatoes. These are so
you.
good.
Tang hit me right away. I love it. It's got like a little baby spice, I would
Yeah,
say.
just a touch.
Just a touch.
Little astringency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that. Okay, this next one is what?
The banana ketchup.
Ah, okay.
Banana ketchup.
I'm excited to try
I
this.
tell
Okay.
people it's more like a barbecue sauce-esque.
Okay.
Don't really
Yeah.
think of it as just like a ketchup, you know?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got,
It's
we
like
roast
tangy.
the bananas, so it's got a little bit of like a smokiness to it.
And I can taste the tomatoey.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. Now this next one.
That's the hot sauce.
All right, people.
I promise
All
it's
right.
good.
Let's go.
It was nice knowing you. I love you all.
Here's the thing, dude. Your boy Steven will eat it with you.
Yeah, we'll do
okay.
one together.
We'll all do it together.
Okay.
Just so you're not alone.
If I run out of here, Carly's got it, right?
It's a team effort.
Okay.
We're all
Such
dipping.
a bright color.
Yeah.
That
really
sauce.
Okay. I
don't touch
put
your eyes
on so
after
much
him.
less.
Cheers.
Whoa. Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Is it really spicy?
Not yet. There it is.
Just
Flavor
waiting for it to
first.
hit.
Flavor for it was. I
It'll
was like, it's
slowly
not.
tickle up the tongue.
That's what's happening.
Getting there.
Down the throat.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. I would need some milk on the side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much
Very
for
yummy.
coming in.
Of course,
Also,
thank you.
Paula and Steven, thanks for stopping by. This
Thank
was
you
so
for
much
having
fun.
us.
Thank you guys.
Have an amazing day.
Bye,
We'll
guys.
see you tomorrow.
Bye.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile.